Okay, so the intro of the song starts out with your G bar chord. This song's actually interesting because it's in the time signature of 6/8, and it means you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's kind of a swung pattern where you're kind of playing the end just a little bit faster. And what I do is I'm going to do 6 counts of G, finger picking or slightly arpeggiating the G chord, kind of like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if you're playing the chord completely, you can almost get away with just playing about any of those notes in any order. Just make sure you start with the root note, which is string 6. I can even go like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice how I did that little eighth note swing note: 1, 2, 3, and 5, like that. 1, 2, and 3, that kind of thing. And you can actually move it up here too. So you could put the little high strings: 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. You're going to do that 2 times in any variation that you prefer. The next chord in the song is a C/E. So usually you bar a C chord and kind of get the same picking action going, but the inversion of that chord is where you're going to put the E note in the bass, which is going to be the 7th fret of string 5, and you'll still bar the 5th fret with your first finger, capturing that C chord. And this time we'll start from the 5th string. And I'm just going to play the middle 4 strings here: string 5, 4, 3, 4, 3, and then kind of like 5, 4, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And you kind of get that 1.5 times. I'll show you what I do here at the end of that. In fact, sometimes I even add that little finger to fret 8. And that chord right there is something that happens in the song later in the actual arrangement. And I kind of like adding it in the intro, so you get this little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. And when I get to that chord, my little finger comes to the 7th fret, and that makes it a C/E with a F sharp note in there. So it's kind of like a weird, let's see, a flat 5, I think. So G5, flat 5 is what that would be. Or you call it an augmented 4th, I suppose. Okay, so here's what the intro sounds like: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Then we start the main riff. Now I would like to say something you could do when you go to C is hammer on, that kind of thing, which is a sort of Jimi Hendrix style thing. So let me show you what it would sound like if we did that. 1, 2, 3. And if you pick all 3 of them, it kind of sounds like a steel string guitar. That's another option that you could do. So there's the 2 chords, real easy: your G and then the C/E with that little guy. Okay, so here's our intro riff. This is very much like the electric guitar riff that John plays. However, instead of bending strings, I sometimes do some slides and then move on from that. So here's what we got. I got the 7th fret of string 3, and of course we got no chord here, so you're going to just use your first finger to kind of pick that note, and that's the 8th fret. So I slide to 9 and hit 8 of string 2, then I hit 10 and slide to 12, and then I lift my finger up and I hit 3 harmonic notes, which is string 4, 3, and 2, and use your thumb first and middle to pick that. So here's what this sounds like. Okay, just like so. That's kind of my intro. Then what I'm going to do is hop back to the G chord like a natural G. So far, we got this lick. 2, 3. I kind of pick string 6, 4, 3 in the G position. And then I bar the 3rd fret of string 1 and 2. And I'm going to hammer on the 5th fret here, using 2 fingers like this. And you get this hammer, and you lift up, and hammer again, and then you form this G. First finger's on the A note, which is 2nd fret of 3rd string, and your little finger's going to hammer on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. Again, this is going to be that sort of steel string guitar lick. You're going to pinch strings 6, 3, and 2 there. And here's what it's sounding like. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that I kind of just finish out the measure. Again, you pick part of the chord. As long as you've made the chord and you're playing the right notes of the chord, you're going to be just fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to do that from the lick. Just like that. Then we do the second riff. Now this one, in the original, it kind of does something like that. 12, 12, 10, 10. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a chord here that's kind of tricky. I'm going to go to the 7th fret and I'm going to form this. This is a weird sort of like a C major 7. Okay, so first finger and 10th fret of 2nd string, and then your middle finger is on 9th fret, 3rd string. 3rd finger will be on the 10th fret of string 4, and your thumb is going to wrap around and grab the root note C. So this is kind of what's going to happen for the C chord. And if you land into that just right, you can arpeggiate it nicely after you get the lick in. You see what I did there? I pinched, hit string 1, 2, 2, and then arpeggiate. All right, here's what that'll sound like. Lick 1 again. Okay, that's exactly the same as the first time I did it. All right, the next one. That is kind of back into that C chord, but I'm not going to use my finger at the 7th fret this time. I'm going to use it at the 8th fret, string 2. So you're going to slide up to 12 and then slide back to there. In fact, I think I used my little finger there because you want to be in that position to form this C6 chord, which is your thumb around on C note. This is the 10th fret, 9th fret, 8th fret, little finger on the 10th fret. Yeah, okay, so here's what we got for that last one. Sorry. Then you're going to get that little string 3, 2. Then it gets into the verse. So I'm going to play the intro for you all the way through, and hopefully you can catch some of it. And feel free, if you have comments, if I missed something, you let me know in the bottom there. So here's our intro with the lick. Okay, as you go. All right,